Okay, hi everyone. Welcome. I'm Leanne Winston Psychic Medium, and hello, Annette. How are you?
Good, thank you. How are you?
That's good. Good. How's your day been?
Oh, strange. The energy today was huge. I've done a lot of work to become my normal self. It's been
Stay
very,
grounded. Yeah,
yeah,
and I
cleansing.
think there definitely is something going on with the energy at the moment, because I know I've been feeling really tired and exhausted, sort of thing, a bit flat, but at the same time under a lot of pressure and everything as well. So it's been quite interesting. So we've got some people coming online. Welcome, everyone. And we do ask you to help us share the love and let your friends and family know that we are here. We do have the lovely Paul down in the lobby, and we will bring Paul up in a moment for a reading as well. So we thought we'd do something a little bit different tonight and just go live. We've kind of missed the week or so that we've had off with scheduling and illness and different stuff like that. So, and it suggested that we come live for something a little bit different. So, thank you, Annette. I think it's a great idea, and we just thought we would open it up to a lovely person from the public to join us for our reading as well. So, how about if we bring Paul up and we can say hello to him? So, Paul, I'll just get up into the lobby, if you're ready to go.
Yeah.
And
hi.
Excellent.
I know you.
Hello, Paul. How are you going?
Pretty good, thanks. I watched the show last week and I didn't get it quite right and didn't message properly.
You were watching from a different page, maybe.
Probably. I'm a bit technically challenged.
Hey, aren't we all? Believe me, we have our moments too.
There's a reason for this, Leanne. Your daughter passed away, didn't she, Paul? Have I got the right Paul here?
Yes, you have.
I've been connecting with your higher self to try and connect you with Leanne as well, to bring you on the show, and here you are. Golly gosh, I'm really happy. So this man has a heartfelt story. It's how about you tell Leanne?
Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah. Well, how about I do a bit of a reading first, Paul, and then if you want to share, you can share what you would like to afterwards. Okay. Does that sound good?
Okay. Yeah.
All right. Excellent. Can I start first, Paul, by asking, do you get a little bit of anxiety or the shortness of breath?
Sometimes, yes.
Yep. Okay. Because just as I'm pushing my energy out in to connect with your energy, I'm getting the shortness of the breath. Would I be right in saying your daughter had anxiety as well?
Yes.
Okay. Now, I still feel there's a lot of emotions around her passing, because I take on, because I work as an empath, I take on spirits, emotions, as well as the emotions of those still here. Now, as I connect with her energy and she's stepping in around you, I get a beautiful smile on her face, but I get the emotion that is still very much connected around her passing. Would I be right in saying there were a few things left unsaid?
Yes.
Okay.
Almost definitely.
Because she says, Dad, you're very much in your own mind. You're very much a thinker. So to me, it's the feeling that you go through things regularly, whether, I should have said this or we should have done that, or things could have been a little bit different. It was what it was, is the reference that she gives me. Now, would I be right in saying that she would just put things as it was? She didn't pull punches or anything. It's just that feeling. She would say it as it was.
Yeah, she was to the point.
Yeah, okay. Because she just makes reference to nothing would have changed the way she passed. Okay, so to me, it was taken out of everybody's hands. It was her journey, and she knew she wasn't to be here for a long period of time. I get a beautiful, loving heart, and I get there's a lot of love and pride that comes through for you from her. Now, would I be right in saying that she passed near somebody's birthday or their birth month?
Yes, it was only a few days before her brother's birthday.
Okay, so she's wanting me to acknowledge the birthday and the celebration, but she's also wanting to acknowledge how that birthday is now celebrated. So would I be right in saying that we do it differently now since her passing?
We haven't celebrated a birthday yet since her passing.
Okay.
I didn't feel like celebrating anything.
Okay.
I'm halfway through a walk to Canberra from Adelaide.
Wow, well done.
to bring about suicide awareness and just to channel my anger and grief somewhere to positive.
Yeah.
So I've taken on. I've come about halfway. I've walked bit over 500 k's, towing a cart
My
at about
goodness.
120 kilos. I'm in Balranald now, and I just wanted to know she's all right.
She's at peace. I get the reference to that as much as there was I want to say the mental health that was there, I also get there was a lot that she hid from others. So to me, I feel like she would put on that brave face at times and not actually let people in. I feel that she pushed people away to hide that sort of side of her. I do feel very much at peace with her energy and free. She's giving me the angel wings. So I want to say she spread her wings. So whether that's a reference that somebody has made since her passing or has, how would you connect the wings to her?
A lady that asked me to take a photo of her daughter on the journey with me. She said you've got Shona as an angel looking out for me, and her daughter as well. She took herself out a couple of years before Shona did, and she asked. She gave me a photo of her daughter and asked if she could accompany Shona and myself to Canberra.
Oh, beautiful.
And
Okay.
another lady asked if her son Josh could accompany us as well. And I haven't got a stone heart, so yeah, I like to think I've got three lights taking along with me.
Three beautiful angels looking over you on your travels, but at the same time, I also need to thank you for the healing that you're allowing those parents to do alongside of your journey, your healing at the same time. I feel short of breath, and I just feel like I can't put the words and the emotions to give justice to what you're doing. So I get there is so much pride there from her for what you are doing. You feel her walk beside you at times. So would I be right in saying you felt her presence? You talk to her as you're walking.
Sometimes I just when I'm up, I'm just little memories and stuff like that. I'll just have spontaneous outbursts of laughter and stuff like that, which is much better than the triggers that'll bring on tears and stuff. They're all very close to the surface. I was never a very emotional type of person before. I hid it pretty well. And since the tragedy, I don't know. I'm walking a path that's opening me up a lot.
Okay, beautiful. So it's been a real journey for you as well as the awareness sort of side of it at the same time. Know when those memories come in spontaneous, that laughter and that stuff that you spoke about, that is her soul with you at that very time. I always say to people, when you have, and this is for everybody that's listening, if you have a memory or you remember something a loved one would say or do, or something that pops in without even thinking about it, that is their soul with you at that time. So I get the reference to she's been with you a lot of the journey. So I want to say she has come in and out. Now she shows me it's been a bit of a challenge at times, but she also shows me that inner strength that you have pushed through with. Okay, what's going on with the back of your heel?
My left foot, the rear. I think I've got a plantar wart, and I've cut another inner sole. I've cut a hole and put it in my boot, so I've got a bit of a hollow. So I'm not getting a real.
Okay.
So it's not, because it feels like when it's at its peak, I've put weight on my foot, and it feels like I've got a cigarette lighter from the car touching on my foot each time I.
Yeah. So She's wanting me to acknowledge your foot and that the back of the heel sort of thing there with that side of it. So I do feel like I'm at the base of the heel, back towards the back of the foot with that side of it. So that's her way of letting you know that she knows about it, and she just says, be careful of it. So I want to say, just keep an eye on it, because I do feel like I've got the friction there that is irritating it. So to me, it's the feeling when you get back to Adelaide, you'll have to have something done with it. So whether it'll just need some attention. I'm not getting warning bells go off about it, but she says, Dad, you've got to look after you as well. You push yourself pretty hard. So to me, it's the feeling that you've pushed yourself each day. You've got a certain amount that you want to do, and you're pushing yourself to get to that. All right. She says, Dad, it's amazing what you're doing, but please, you've got to nurture you too. So I want to say, make sure you're getting that downtime as well in that sense. Okay.
Yeah, I'm trying to manage it properly. I've still got
Good.
bit over 600 k's to go yet.
Wow. Yeah. So hopefully the weather holds out for you. It's raining here in the Adelaide Hills at the moment. So
That's good. That's good. Rain's needed, and I can always
certainly,
up and stay dry.
yeah, it's better than the heat. Yeah.
It's the rain.
Yeah. Have you got a sponsor, or were you looking at a sponsor?
No, I started this off just off my own bat, and it's just snowballed to where it is now. And it's amazing how many people are just following what I'm doing now.
Yeah.
I get a lot of support from people. I'm meeting some excellent people out on the road. It's restoring my faith in human nature. It was at a pretty low, but it's coming back up pretty well.
I was just going to say, she said that was needed to have that restore in faith, because she said that you did hit rock bottom. So would I be right in saying you were finding it very hard to come back from that? You had your own darkness in that sense.
Yeah, but my darkness wasn't directed at self-harm. It was it was ugly thoughts, and it would have just created more grief for others and me. And
I would say
anger. Yeah, I was very angry.
Yeah, and that's the way she makes me feel, is like I'm looking at the anger more than anything as the darkness side of it. She also wants to acknowledge her brother, and I get the reference to it is really important to start celebrating his birthdays in the way that you would have normally when she was there, because I do feel that she will be a part of those celebrations. So she has ways of letting you know that she is around you in that way as a family. Now, what would be the flicker of the flame? She's making me feel like I've got a lighter and I've got it lit, and I'm watching the flicker of the flame.
I'm not sure on that. Comforting fires when I'm out camping. A game I played recently that said I've got a fire as part of my dark identity, and it's a good fire.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean.
Yep.
I won't. Basically, the world's not going to defeat me, and I'll just keep burning.
Yeah, we've got a lovely comment here from Kylie saying, "What a journey! Well done, strong man." So there's a lot of other ones there, Michelle. We're going to share Paul's story in a moment as well, so we'll get him to go into a bit more detail if he doesn't mind doing that. So, but yeah, I just get there's so much love, there's so much pride. She wraps the angel wings around you, and she says, "I keep you safe while you're on your journeys." All right.
Yeah, that's good.
Beautiful. Who was looking at getting the tattoo in her honour?
Jacob and her older brother and myself were speaking about getting a tattoo each. I'd thought about one before Jacob suggested it, but me and Jacob have been pretty close over the years, and we always refer to each other as brother me son, brother me father. and he wants to get a personal tattoo saying that, or
Yeah.
both of us to get a tattoo saying that.
My feeling is
Yeah,
you'll do that this year.
I think so too.
Yeah.
But we've both discussed it, and it has to be something that comes from us. Not so it's completely personal, individual thing.
Yeah. Okay. So she's making me feel once this trip has been done, that will be something that you'll be focusing on when you get home. So she just makes reference to she's very honoured the fact that you're willing to do that in her memory. So I do feel that very strongly, and she knows that you keep her memories alive and they are very strong in your heart. Now, she also makes reference to she wants to be remembered in that happy way for that beautiful smile and that big heart that she's got. Okay. She said she had her challenges, but she doesn't want her challenges to defy anybody else's going on their presence of moving forward. Okay. So I want to say you're living for the two of you now is the way she puts it.
I'm finding it a bit hard to speak because this is
Okay.
the first time I've been able to get any references or anything to do with Shona, apart from what was come into my head at times.
Yeah, that's your intuition. That's what you got to trust.
Yeah, this whole journey's been a big learning curve for me. I'm looking at things a lot differently than I did before. I used to have I used to be I had a bad attitude towards people taking themselves out, like many other people do, was, eat cement, harden up, rah, rah, rah. And then when it happened to Shona, it sort of changed my whole outlook on things. And I've still got a lot to learn. I'm positive a lot of the time, but at other times that negative anger will come back in and I start getting nasty thoughts, but it doesn't last very long anymore, thankfully. The main thing is is getting this journey done and hopefully getting a minister sworn in by the Governor General, not just an appointment, a minister with one portfolio, and that's mental health. That's what I'm aiming for with this trip.
Yeah. And unfortunately, sorry, go on, Paul.
I said the whole of Australia needs it.
It does. The whole world needs it. But unfortunately, mental health is something that people don't understand, and others, unless we've been through it with, our children, ourselves, and the way that the families are affected, there is not the support out there that is needed. I have a daughter that has has mental health. We're in a good place at the moment. So my story is nothing compared to what your story is, but it's hard as a parent when you can't help that child or to take their pain away.
At the beginning and in the early parts, I was carrying a lot of guilt because I felt, I wasn't there. But a friend said, look, you haven't got a crystal ball. You can't see the future. You can't carry that guilt. You didn't know. And that was another state away. So, I can't carry that guilt. And I don't say much anymore because I don't have a crystal ball, and I didn't. If we knew how low she was, we would have rallied. But it still rocks me that it happened. It's been less than 12 months.
Yeah. Okay. And how would you put the number 2 around her? The number 2 and the number 17. So when they give me a number, it could be the 2nd of the month, it could be February, or there's patterns in that number. But she's given me the number 2, and I want to say the number 17 as well.
Well, number 2. I left in February,
Okay.
and that's when I started the journey in February. Just a couple of months after I went to Wollongong, and got back to Adelaide. I had a big weight loss, about 15 kilos or something in a couple of months before I started. I wasn't really well prepared for it, but I'd just been plodding on. As the 17, I'm not sure of. Her birthday was the 18th.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm just trying to rack my head, trying to come up with where the 17 comes from.
That's okay. It might resonate with you later, but okay. She wants to acknowledge the 2 as your journey with that side of it, okay? And she just makes me...
the 2 other angels that are coming with us, possibly.
Yes, possibly. Yes, I get yes with that, okay? She also makes reference to when you said you weren't prepared. She just says this was just something that you got in your head and you needed to go. So, and she says that's the way you are, Dad. And so what would be the music that comes in around you as well? So whether there's a song that will pop into your head or you keep hearing the same song over and over, she just makes reference to putting the music around you to let you know that she's there.
Actually, it's a Creedence song that comes to mind quite often. And there's a couple of other songs. There's there's not just one song. There's a lot of songs that come to mind. But I stopped watching a lot of telly and listening to a lot of music because I found a lot of triggers in there and I'd bring on the tears.
Yep. I believe the tears are better out than in because we quite often, when we push it back down, it keeps manifesting and then it gets out of hand. So she's just making reference to it's okay to have those moments of sadness because they will get easier. All right. I just, every time she speaks to me and she finishes what she's saying, she gives me this beautiful, peaceful smile on her face. And I don't feel that that's something that you had seen for quite a while.
I hadn't seen her smile for quite a while. I'd been in Adelaide looking after Mum until she passed.
Yeah.
But that was a natural causes. That was a natural flow of things.
Yeah.
But losing your kid under the circumstances like Shona, it was just so unnatural. It's not the natural way of things, and
Are you journaling as you go?
Pardon?
Are you journaling as you go, documenting your trip, your journey?
I've got a page. I started a page on Facebook called A Trek for Shona Mai.
Right, beautiful. Because she's making me feel like the writing will become a book. So to me, I want to say you'll tell your story through your grief in your journey and do the writing.
That's a reference that a lot of people have been making actually about writing a book, and I'd be using Shona's page for a lot of my info if I do get it on paper, because from the start of the journey to where I'm at now, Balranald, I've only been meeting really good people. And the Shona's page is basically a document of the journey and photos along the way and everything like that, and the names of the people I've been meeting. I mean, I've almost got a book in half the journey.
Yes. She's making me feel like it will be a book. So whether it, 6 months down the track or whenever, she's making me feel all that is going, that journey, those notes that you're making are going to come together and make a book, and it's going to be your story on your grief, but her life as well. So I do feel like it's going to help educate people.
That'd be great, because that's part of what this journey is all about, the suicide awareness. That if the more conversations, the more it can open people up on the subject, the less it might happen.
That's it. Yeah, people might see the signs more. But I do get that was her journey. She was not meant to grow old, but I do feel that she lived a full life in the short time that she had here as well. But she makes me feel like your book will be something that can help educate others, and not just about the mental health and the suicidal side of it. It's also the bigger picture of how it affects those around the person dealing with mental health, because they are quite often forgotten as well. So when I say take your learning, your journey, your anger, your fears, everything that you've felt on this process in the leading up to her suicide and after, and include that in it, as well as the mental health side of it.
It's just made it more concrete for me to have a go at putting it all to words. I do have a couple of journals that I've been putting notes in as well as Shona's page, just for a reference later on. I didn't really know what I was going to do with them, but putting it down on paper, and if it helps other people, I think that'd be a great thing. And I think I've got it in me. I think I've got it in me.
I totally agree you have.
I've had a few goes at writing poetry in little bits before, over the years, but I never thought it would really eventuate to anything.
But this is also about your healing journey as well. This isn't just about suicide. This is the healing as well for yourself.
The healing I've been getting is amazing. I don't know where I'd be if I hadn't started this journey. For a couple of months after November, until I started focusing on this, as I said, I was a bit of a lost unit, couldn't focus on much, just my anger. And then this come to mind, and it was, just go with it. Just go with it. I need to do it. When I've had my really bad moments, I've just pushed myself a bit more, and got a couple of extra Ks done.
And that's what she shows me. You just keep pushing. Is that determination? And I think it's a beautiful way to take out a lot of that stress and that energy that you've held on to.
I had to do I had to do something. I had to do something, and the healing and the people I've been meeting has been good, but it also opens up other references, that other things that need to be done for this country as well. There's a lot of people that need healing for a variety of reasons, and maybe what I'm doing will help. Maybe this book will come about, and not will. When this book comes about, if it can help people, it would be great.
It is. When it comes about and you're looking for a publisher, let me know and I will put you in touch with a publisher that is a friend of mine here in Australia. But I would also love a signed copy. I would like to purchase a signed copy when that goes to place. Okay.
That's not a problem.
Yeah, because I'm getting emotional now. I do feel that it's part of your daughter's emotions as well as my own. But what you're doing is really incredible. Is there somewhere that people can go to make donations?
I have a GoFundMe account. John Maguire from Beyond Adelaide, representative of Beyond Blue. It took him 4 days to talk me into doing it, and then I just gave him my details because as I said, I was a bit technically challenged. I didn't have a clue how to open the GoFundMe. I still don't actually.
Yeah, that's okay.
But I just let him do it, and it's been a good thing. I've also got an online petition going through change.org. It's called Stop Suicide Across the Board, and that the opening reference is our farmers, truck drivers, ambulance and paramedics, police, part of the fabric of society, without which we're going to have anarchy.
Yeah.
And something needs to be done. And that's why with and the bottom part, I've kept it pretty short and to the point. The bottom part is just that, but by if the government brings about a minister, it will be acknowledging the horrendous problem that's becoming an epidemic of suicide, and it will show concern before the government start losing their loved ones.
Yeah.
And yeah. This is really good. I really needed to know if she was at peace.
She's very much at peace. She makes me feel that she's free. She's been able to spread her wings. I keep getting that wings reference. So I just get that she doesn't want you to hold on to any regrets because they're not yours to hold on to. So she wants you to find peace within yourself. And I do feel with every step that you're taking out there on that road that you are finding it. You are getting closer and closer to it. And you have her love and her support beside you every way, with every step. You're not alone out there by far.
I'm getting all, I don't know if it's normal, but I'm getting all tingles and stuff like that.
It's normal energy.
Yeah, that's energy. And when I get the goosebumps and that tingles, that is usually clarification for me.
I've got
yeah. I was going to say she gives you the signs that she's there with you.
Pardon? Sorry?
She gives you signs along the way that she is with you. So when I say those random thoughts that come into your head, those songs, the different things you see, I feel like a bird's got your attention at some stage along the trip that's really caught your attention, and I get the reference to that was her as well there.
Yesterday morning at there was no birds around, but this little fluffy white feather drifted right down in front of me where I was sitting, and I just thought, oh, that's something from Shona.
Yeah, beautiful, because she just makes reference to the bird that caught your eye was her. So that's a clarification for you that's trust your thoughts. Okay. We just got Sharon saying, what an amazing man. Thank you for sharing. Great Facebook page. So I take it she's dropped over and had a look at your Facebook page already as well. So what we might do after the show, and if you can remind me, or if you want to do it, we will get the link and put that in the comments as well for the page and the GoFundMe page, if we can find that as well, so people can donate. Shona makes me feel like you're going to have a company that will come on board as a sponsor. So to me, I do feel that somebody on this journey will come forward as a company to sponsor you on the walk.
That'd be good. I have spoken to Bunnings a few times because my cart's been a work in motion. I call it yin yang. And yeah, as I said, it's been a work in motion, and most of the trouble I've had has been with tyres. I've gone through a lot, and yeah, that's made the journey pretty difficult at times. But sometimes people have said, have spoken about quitting and stuff like that, and I just look at them and say, look, quitting's not an option. It's just
No, you're not a quitter.
the only thing that's going to stop me is if me bod packs in, and I'm trying to make sure that doesn't. You know, I just plod along, take plenty of breaks when I need to. I've come this far. There's no way I'm about to stop. This is just important, not just for me, but a whole lot of others.
Yeah, very true. Tony has found the page and she has put it up. So thank you, Tony, for that link. So people, please jump over to Peter's page and like the page. Now, is there a button there that people can donate?
Just the GoFundMe page. I'd have to. It's on Shona's page somewhere. I just have to find it.
Yep, that's okay. Well, maybe we can have a look for it and we can certainly put it up in the comments or in the description of this video tonight as well. So people, if you're involved in companies or businesses and you can help Paul out with even a trolley or anything, pair of shoes, anything that can help in that sense, or even money just to donate to the cause, if we can help Paul raise some awareness, that would be really good. And maybe even people signing a petition to do with the Parliament and getting a minister involved and stuff as well, because I totally agree, this is overdue. We've needed to do something with the mental health system for a very long time now, and they just keep getting cuts. So
everything that's happening with the mental health system and the government, all the government does is give us flim flam at the moment, and platitudes. They're not actively doing anything, as far as I'm concerned.
Now, who's the mate that you lost as well, passed over? Because I want to give you a beer and go, cheers, mate. The strong male. He's a little bit on the plumpish side.
I had a mate, a big Kiwi fella, was part Maori. We knocked around together a fair bit, and we parted company in Adelaide actually. But I didn't know if he's still alive or not.
Okay. I've got a biggish gentleman coming in and he's giving me the bald head. So I do feel his head was either his head was shaved or he was balding quite well. He's holding a beer up and I want to just clunk it together with you and go, cheers, mate. So I want to acknowledge his energy around you as well. I get the short name. I'm not big on names, but I feel like I've got the B initial and I've got the short name to it. But I do feel that he's been in spirit for a while.
Jace was. That's all I called him was Jace.
Okay. Was he rather cheeky?
Oh yeah, he was very cheeky too.
Yeah, and he liked to push the boundaries too. But I get the cheekiness that comes through, so I do feel that he is there on the journey with you as well. Okay.
Wow.
He had a big heart, is the reference I got as well. But I do feel there was weakness around his heart too.
I'm starting to think of a couple of people now.
I'm going to say gone several years.
Oh, gee.
Had a motorbike or was connected to the motorbikes.
Oh, that could be Sess or Eddie.
Was Sess called another name? Was there another name people would call him by?
Cesspit was one. He's that was his name.
Oh, I'm trying to be quiet.
Pardon?
I'm getting laughter to the nickname, so I do feel there was a story behind the nickname for him.
That could be Sess. He loved his motorbikes, but I've known a few people. Like I was into motorbikes as well until I met Kieran. my ex, Shona's mother. Wow, this is all. I'm taking it in. I'm trying to take as much as this in, but I'm getting up the spine.
Yeah. So please know he's very much around you. I get the cheeky energy with him, so I do feel like he was a bit of a bloke. But I just want to go, cheers, mate, with the beer with you.
Yeah. I stopped drinking alcohol a while ago, and I'm really glad I did, because I know myself, and if I was still drinking around at the tragedy, I don't think I would have found the bottom of the bottle yet. So I'm glad I gave the grog away. But when I was drinking, we had a few good sessions.
Yeah. Okay. So I just feel like he's got your back. So to me, it's the feeling he's there with you, and I get there's a lot of good memories, and I do feel that you could get yourselves into trouble a little bit in the day.
yeah, we're in our early 20s. We're young just young fellas, not full of harm, but just full of mischief.
Yeah, so the good old days is the reference I get to that. But I do feel there was heart issues around him, but he just wants you to know that he is very much there as well. Now, would I be right in saying Mum's heart just gave way because she makes me feel like her organs shut down?
The Alzheimer's dementia, I think, was what took her out. She was starting to lose the plot a bit, but
got quite frail very quickly.
She did. She went down really quick, and when we went to see the last time we saw her living, she wasn't making speech or anything like that. But Jacob came with us, and it was like she was waiting to see or waiting to hear one of the grandchildren, because she actually lifted her arms and tried talking a bit, and she hadn't been before until she heard his voice. And then she tried to communicate or reach out a bit, and then she passed away that night.
Yeah, I get the reference to when you were talking about Jacob coming with you. I do feel that she had a special spot in her heart for him. So I do feel that she reminded her, he reminded her of a younger self, sort of thing. So I want to say they were similar in their ways. The determination, the strength.
Oh, that's good to hear.
Yeah, all right. So can I leave you with their love? But can I leave you with their love? Because there's a lot of love and a lot of pride that comes through from the three of them, your daughter, your mum, and your mate. But I also, I get the reference to we need to know more about your daughter's story. Are you willing to share more?
Yes.
And before you do, Paul, hang on. Could everybody on here start a watch party, please? Because we need to get Paul's story out far and wide. Oh, far out. I've got the energy of the sadness. It's because I want everybody to hear it and to help. So this is going to help a lot of people. It's going to get his links out, and I'm trying to speak. It's quite hard for me. I'm usually very talkative, aren't I? But yeah, if everyone could just press the share, and then how do you do it, Theone? You press the share, and then there's a watch party, and you click that.
There's a button on the bottom of the screen that will say watch party, where you can share that to your page, and this video will play through for others to see. So we're welcome to everybody else in there. And I want to say thank you to Tony, because she has given us the links to the GoFundMe page that is on the screen now, where you can make donations.
And we can share this all through Australia, can't we, Leanne? We can share it right now. Everybody can get together, because the Australian spirit, in honour of Shona, and do the watch party. I really mean this. If everyone could do that, I'd really, really appreciate it, please. Thank you.
Also, if you've got connections through Parliament, please help spread the word.
I do, actually.
Oh, yeah. To Parliament would be fantastic. The more we can get it out there, the more they have to take notice.
Yeah.
I've got a friend who's a member of Parliament, and I'm just going to invite her to the live now. So I'm not being rude. I'm just going to invite my girlfriend here.
Yeah. Beautiful. So what would you like to share with everybody, Paul?
She was beautiful. She was feisty. She could drive you insane sometimes, but she always brought a smile back on your doll. I don't know. There was 8 kids. I got four sisters and 3 brothers. I was the only one with red curly hair. My Uncle Jim, out of his generation, was the only one with red curly hair. And then Shona, it finally got right. She had beautiful red curly hair. I can, and when she was a little girl, I can remember her saying one of the things. She said, "Oh, please don't brush my hair. Please don't brush my hair," because of the knot. But she ended up putting up with it anyway. But it would naturally grow like the curly Nicole Kidman's hair.
Oh, lovely. Yep.
With on Shona's page, I've got a couple of photos there with that smile, that beautiful smile of hers. So anyone that goes to Shona's page will see what she looks like with that beautiful smile, red hair, and my little Irish girl that she reminds me of.
Yeah, beautiful. Excellent. Well, thank you so much Paul for getting on here with us. We really appreciate your story, your the sadness that I feel the sadness, and I think it's your daughter's sadness as well as yours that I'm taking on. But at the same time, I feel like I've got tears of pride for what you are doing in her honor as well. So, it only takes a few determined people like yourself to make a difference. So the more we can get this happening, and we will share this as far as we possibly can. But like I said, people, if you can help Paul out in his journey, whether it's a new cart or funding or whatever, please do jump on to the Facebook page. Link is there at the moment.
Yeah, can I say something? I'm in Balranald at the moment, and I've got some really good people organising modifications and an update to Yin Yang. So the cart side of things is going to be fine.
Yep. Is there anything else that you need that people may be able to find you along the journey and help out with, besides cash donations and stuff?
Water's always been my biggest issue, apart from the wheels, I suppose. Because it's one of my biggest. I'm doing this solo, and I carry everything I need with me. I carry up to a month's worth of dry foods, but I can only carry about at most is about 20 litres of water, because that equates to another 20 kilos. And I'm really mindful of the weight now.
I bet when you're pulling it along.
But that's getting sorted here in Balranald. I ran it by a couple of the local police officers, which have been really helpful as well. And I'm going to be putting power assist on the back of the cart. Like, I'm still going to be walking, but I'm going to be power assisted now because of the major hills that are coming my way. When I get near Wagga, I'm really going to be getting into the hilly country. So I'm going to be as I said, I'll still be walking, but I'm just going to be power assisted. The 140 k's across Hay Plain, that's going to be my biggest challenge, because it's going to. I'll need some water drop-offs along the way, basically, and that I was going to organise that before I left Balranald, but 140 k's of absolute empty. I'm going to need some water along the way. That's
Yeah.
that's a concern.
Yeah.
That'd be a really big help.
Yep. So even if somebody's travelling the hay plane and comes across Paul, maybe that's something, if you've got a few litres to spare that you could drop off to him on the way and stop and say hello. Make yourselves known.
That at times it's people that have stopped random and they've had just a couple of litres of water has been a real. I've thought of it as source or universe or spirit or something looking out for me, because I've never actually run out. I almost have. I've had less than 500 mils left, and I've been thinking, oh gee, now what am I going to do now? And somebody stopped and they've had a couple of litres and it's all been good.
Goodness, wow! So you're really pushing it to the limits.
Yeah.
At times. Wouldn't expect anything different from you, Dad. Is the reference I got with that. So now, is your schedule on the website? Like, you're keeping people up to date in timing and schedule of where you're going to be?
Yeah, that's like at the beginning of the journey, when I was still in Gawler, I had an interview with Today Tonight, the Adelaide's Today Tonight. And then I've been making a few of the local papers along the way, the Renmark paper, the Waikerie paper, Mildura paper, the Robinvale Sentinel, and also ABC Riverland, which has been good because it's getting the story out there and opening up the conversation with people. As I said, the more awareness, the more conversation, the less it might happen. But yeah, that's. I keep on coming back to water. Water will be my biggest issue.
Yep. Okay.
You've got a dog with you too, haven't you?
Yeah, RJ. She's really stepped up, trying to look out for me since the beginning of this journey, and I'd be lost without my fur baby.
Yeah.
Because you commented on last week's live, and I remember seeing the comment, and I don't usually read comments, and I don't usually go back and forth with a lot of messages. And you sent me some sunset pictures, didn't you? That was you, wasn't it? I remember those. Because, ask Leanne, I'm shocking with the messages. I get that many. I don't actually answer them. It doesn't, it's rare. And when I do, I was attracted to your energy and to you. And I did. I remember those. And we were having conversations. And then last week on the live, I saw your comment and I had a look and I'm like, oh, the dog. And that kind of got me going. And then, and then I remembered for the pictures and this and that. And I'm really glad you're here, hey.
Yeah, I am too. You were meant to get on. So, that's it. Now, also, Paul, a lovely friend of ours, Leonie, has put a comment up. Her and Adair run a show on My Time TV and whatnot to do with non-profitable organisations and stuff. They would love to have you on their show for an interview as well, to help raise some money in that way as well. So and it's got your link, obviously, and we can contact you and put you in touch with the girls as well, so we can get that happening at the same time, because they've got contacts in places as well. So, but we would love to keep up on your journey of what's going on. So is this something that you can touch base with us and let us know, maybe even once a week, how you're going, and we can go live with it?
That's all good to me. Like as I was saying with Shona's page, it's been I've tried to keep up with it regularly, and until apart from the dropout zones I've walked through, but I was only about 5 kilometres from Balranald before I started getting service again, and going across Hay Plain, going to be out of service for a fair while till I get close to Hay again. So, but I got myself a UHF radio in Mildura that's got a SOS feature and location on it.
Oh,
just
beautiful.
just in case, trying to keep himself backed up, as you know.
Yeah.
But the page, Shona's page, Trek for Shona Mai, that's got highlights and little stories and stuff like that, and photos of the whole journey up to date, up to this stage,
Awesome.
and names of people that have and places where I've received it. Just the generous spirit of everyday Aussies that are doing it hard themselves, but they take time out to try and help me out, and it's heartwarming.
It is. It really is the way people pull together. It's good to see that people do that. So maybe people can drop Paul a message of support through Shona's page in that way, so people can comment on that.
But also there on Shona's page, it's got my phone number on it and that as well. If people want a message or anything like that, it's all good. You know, sometimes
on the Hay Plains. Well, the phone number, I'm shocking with directions and things like that. I've travelled the Hay Plains though. Will the phone ring there?
It depends on the service, and like some places I've climbed up the top where you got the gravel pits and stuff like that, the main road gravel pits and stuff like that. I've stopped at them a number of times, and I've climbed up onto the top of the gravel piles to get service. Sometimes it works, sometimes it hasn't. It probably looks an odd sight, this fella standing on top of the gravel pile with the phone.
It's like, where can you get the service? Yeah. So excellent. Well, that's great, because if people are traveling. Sorry, hun? What was that?
We could organise drop-offs at certain places on the Hay Plains so you can't run out of water. And your dog, I mean, it's going to get hot there, isn't it? The dog's going to need a bath.
Well, we share the water. Like when I was almost out of water, she got the last of it. You know, it's just she looks after me. I've got to look after her.
Yeah, definitely. So that's great that Paul's phone number's there, because maybe if you're traveling along that pathway that Paul is traveling, maybe you could ring him and just see, you know, where he is, where he's going to be at a certain time, and maybe there might be a petrol station or something you could drop off water that Paul can pick it up if you pre-arrange it with Paul, sort of thing, if you're not going to be in the same facility at the same time. I'm sure there's ways and means that we can make this track a little bit easier to help you do and work on the bigger cause as well.
Isn't there a car run coming up? I'm getting spirit tapping me on the head. Isn't there some sort of car run that goes through there?
I'm not real sure about that, because
I'll find out.
I did have a little radio light that was solar powered, but after the third drop, it didn't handle it too well.
Oh.
So I've been really out of touch. I just don't know. I don't know a lot of what's been going on. But that's, I don't know if that, I don't think it's really a bad thing anyway.
Yeah. Sometimes it is good to have your own time, your own space, isn't it?
Oh yeah. Oh, you better believe, you got to believe that one. You being out on the road, I have had, you know, I've had my uncomfortable moments, but the good that's been happening and thrown my way far outweighs any discomfort. So, you know, that's why quitting's not an option as well. You know, it's too important for me and others.
Yeah, that's it.
But
it's amazing what the mind can do when we put our minds to it.
Oh, we can be capable of so much if we've got. Unfortunately, we have to have something that'll jar us into action. In my case, it was a tragedy. others maybe they can be jarred in action without such a tragedy happening, and it will still lead to good for others. That's one of the things I'm sort of focusing on a lot, is maybe others opening up and doing good as well.
Yeah, for sure. And it only takes one person's actions to make a difference. Doesn't matter how big or small they are, it's a step in the right direction.
Yeah, at times I've thought, you've only got yourself to rely on doing this, but then it gets shoved in my face. No, you haven't. No, you're not. You're not alone on this at all. There's a lot of people. There's a lot of support out there, and it's been beautiful. I was asked if I do talks and stuff like that, and I hadn't thought about it. But if I was approached and asked to do a talk or something like that, I'm not real eloquent, but
Doesn't matter.
I'm trying. And I probably would if it could help. I probably would do that sort of thing.
There could be some teachers and stuff here watching that might be schools on your journey that may be able to organise coming in and talking to students. High school kids.
Yeah, I'm open for that sort of thing, because it's the message is got to be passed. That's it's bad enough that adults and people that have lived a lot take themselves out, but for the young people to be taking themselves out that have still got so much living and so much experience to do, they need to be spoken to early. The earlier the better the education starts, as far as it's not weak to speak.
Yeah. And I think kids these days at such a young age have so many more pressures put on them than what we did, especially when you bring the technology, the social media and all that, those elements into it that we didn't have 20-odd years ago. It's made a very big difference. So if we can teach kids and educate them at a young age, I'm all for like mindfulness in schools, meditation. Come back from lunch and sit and do a 10-minute meditation just to...
started that now.
Yeah, some teachers are doing it. I think it's amazing the difference that can make.
I think good on the teachers for doing that, taking that initiative, because it's certainly not in the curriculum. And it should be, mental health should be part of the curriculum. I mean, I was talking to somebody just a couple of weeks ago about that sort of thing, how as technology has advanced, so has mental health and the suicide rate. They seem to be going hand in hand. And the social media can be a negative tool, but it can also be a really positive tool if it's used in the right way.
Yeah. That's it. I'm being drawn by spirit to also bring up just not just about the mental health and the depression, the suicidal in our children. I also want to bring up about men. Men seem to be missed out a lot as well, because there are so many men out there that do suffer their own depression and stuff like that goes unacknowledged as well. So I think it's right across the board everywhere that we need to be looking at.
Well, there's still so much of it in Australia of, I eat some cement, harden up. Well, what's wrong with it? Snap out of it. That sort of attitude is just wrong, and it doesn't do any help. It just forces blokes to stay quieter, and hence 85 blokes in Australia a month are taking themselves out.
Yeah. Yeah, and unfortunately, it's when we get celebrities like the gentleman last week that passed away, the football player, that we hear about it, but there are so many that go unacknowledged as well. So
that's where the government needs to take a lead and acknowledge just the epidemic that it's becoming. instead of trying to keep it hush-hush.
Yeah. That's it. Paul, we've got so many lovely messages that have been put in the comments. If you get time later to go back and look through that, I'm sure you will find there's lots of amazing messages of support there. Adair and Theone are commenting there as well, so they're keen to have you on their show. But we would love to follow your progress on this journey. Maybe you can reach out to Annette or myself when you've got service, and we can go live. We can go live with a drop of a hat. We don't have to plan ahead, but we want to help you get your word out there wherever we can. People that are watching, please help share this video and Paul's message, and let's make a difference. Unfortunately, we weren't able to do it for Paul's daughter, but we can do it for our own children and those to come in the future.
Yeah, it's too late as far as Shona's concerned, but for others, and young kids and stuff, give them a hug, squeeze them tight, and keep a bloody close eye on them.
Open up the communication lines. That is a big thing, is communication.
Put down the screens. I mean, there's an article that I watched or read, and there's an artist who's taken these photos of people and they've got a telephone and they're just like in this motion. But he's taken the phone out of their hand, screenshot, editor out, and the gadget out of their hands, and it just looks, it's ironic, it's really hard hitting. You can just see these people, they're just in zombie mode. They're not thinking, they're not communicating, they're missing everything in life, and then they don't know how to feel and they don't know how to speak and communicate. And the suicide, as you said, with the electronics and the technology is skyrocketing, and it is exactly what that agenda is all about.
It's not just even the suicide. I was driving to a friend's place a couple of days ago. There were two teenage boys. Now, these kids had been 14, 15 years of age, walking down the side of the road, and something said to me, slow down. So I pretty much came to a crawl. This one young lad in front walked straight out across the road in front of me, and I had to slam the brakes on. He had his earphones in. He had his face in his phone, and he just walked across a main road. And I'm just like, if I hadn't have slowed down, I would have wiped him out. So I think it's really important that parents raise that with kids as well, what technology is actually doing and the dangers of things like that.
It was used as a babysitter for so long, the kids don't know any different. Sorry, Paul, you talk.
No. It's good listening to you. But that's also where the education system could step in and take a big role when it comes to time spent with phones and doing other things. Education, and the earlier it starts, the better. I mean, they say let kids be kids. That take the bloody phones off them.
They're not being kids with phones. They don't. They have without them.
They're having operations. The kids are getting having operations at the age of 18, 17, 15 from carpal tunnel, from the telephone.
Yeah.
Just moving, and the gaming.
That's it. But you look at their sleep behaviours as well. A lot of these kids with anxiety and depression can't sleep because they've got that, is it called blue light that comes from their devices that keeps the mind wired. It doesn't allow them to relax.
And so it's like a drug.
It is.
Yeah, it's like a drug. They're totally and utterly, absolutely addicted, and the parents actually find it really hard. I mean, a lot of parents didn't know that this was going to have that kind of effect. And the government know about it. Let's face it, Paul, it's on their agenda. They know exactly what they're doing. The more we try to fight them, it's up to us people to get a candidate in there that's going to use their brain and that actually wants to fight it and doesn't want to go, yes, sir, no, sir, 3 bags full, sir. I'm right into the government.
That's why I thought it keeps on coming to mind, but Jackie Lambie would be the person to present a petition to, because she's, excuse me, but she's the only one that seems ballsy enough to get anything done.
Yeah. Have you reached out to Jackie?
Have no, not yet. I tried to at the beginning of the journey, but she hadn't rejoined the Senate at that stage. So I was at a wonder who I'd been thinking about who to present the petition to. But now she's back in. I'll try reaching out again because I use the Google to get the Parliament. And all the sitting senators and stuff like that, and I was rather disappointed when Jackie Lambie wasn't in there. But now that she's back, I was thinking maybe her.
Yeah, I'd keep reaching out to her. Annette, you've obviously got a friend in Parliament.
Yeah, I'll talk to her.
A friend as well. So maybe between the two of us, we can bring it to both their attentions. You never know what could lead from that as well.
That sounds really good. I'm talking to you ladies as I feel better.
Good.
I'm starting to I feel energetic.
Your energy's lifted. Yeah.
So you get
I'm not very quiet.
I'm standing up now, and I'm sort of leaning towards the phone, and I'm sort of
Beautiful. You were meant to see the link on the page tonight, obviously.
Pardon?
You were meant to see the link to join us on the page tonight, obviously.
Oh yeah, I really think this was meant to happen because I'm feeling a bit lighter.
Good.
If that makes sense, I'm feeling really light.
Yeah. It does, because we do carry a lot of weight on our shoulders when we're holding on to the grief and the stuff that comes along with that.
Well, the fact that you told me that Shona's at peace and she wraps her wings around me sometimes, that was beautiful.
Yeah, she's a beautiful person. You raised an amazing daughter, but unfortunately she wasn't meant to have a long journey this time.
Her mum had a lot to do with that too.
Yeah, Mum's got her own, I want to put it as demons since her passing as well. So I do feel that Mum's going through a hard time as well.
Oh, I thought I was going through a hard time. That woman shows the fact that she's still hanging in there, still coping. She's had the suicide of her mother to contend with, the loss of her father a few months previously. Her firstborn son Ben, he took himself out a few years ago. So she's got three suicides that she's coping with. It nearly wrecked her, but she's come back up again. She's still heartbroken though.
I feel her pain.
But she's strong. It's amazing. And Shona's a lot of Shona's in from her mum.
Yeah. She's got some good points of view there too. That stubbornness.
Yeah. We got the stubborn streak a mile wide, I think.
She wasn't going to miss out on the stubbornness.
Pardon?
She wasn't going to miss that stubbornness. Got that from you. Beautiful. All right, Paul. Well, we probably need to leave it there because you probably need to get some rest and organise yourself for tomorrow. But
he's going to look at the stars now, aren't you, Paul?
Yeah, enjoy the
stars. You're going to look at the stars.
I've got an easygoing day planned tomorrow. My hosts are going out for the day. All I'm doing is going to shift the sprinkler around a few times for him in the morning, and I haven't really got anything else planned. I'm waiting for some parts for Yin Yang that are going to get delivered to Swan Hill probably Monday or Tuesday or something like that.
So what day do you plan on being in Swan Hill?
Pardon?
Where do you go from here, where you are now? What's the next town? Is that Swan Hill?
No. I visited Swan Hill with Melon or Jared, the ex-shearer that's putting me up. I didn't take a photo of the big cod. I'll do that if I get there again. But I'm in Balranald, and when I leave Balranald, I got my first big hill, Gorman Hill, coming up. That'll be in about 30 k's. But from Balranald, it'll be across to Hay, and that's where the big absolute empty is. That's 140 kilometres before my next town.
Wow. So even if there's truck drivers or anybody going through there, please check out on, I've got Shona's Facebook page up here. Please look for Paul's phone number, send him a message, give him a call, see where he is, and if you can help in any way, we would really appreciate, even if it's that water drop for a few litres of water or something like that, that's going to go a long way. So,
and an optometrist. Your glasses need fixing, Paul.
Pardon?
You need to get your glasses fixed, please.
Oh yeah, I definitely do. The ones I'm wearing now, I used too much when I was grinding and stuff like that, and they're not real
Headaches.
And no, I still don't get headaches.
No, but you will. They will give you headaches eventually. I'm going to lecture you like a daughter. You need to get your glasses fixed. Someone's got it. So it may as well be me. I'm good at it.
Well, I've got another. These are the ratty pair. I've got another good pair there, but I broke the top half of the right lens. So one side's good, and if I'm reading or something, they're good. I just can't. It's just a bit funny if I look up.
I love the stars above you. That's gorgeous.
Sometime on Father's Day, that was a quiet day, but I just leaned in the night. I just leaned back against this gravel pile, and I was just stargazing for ages. It was chilly, but it was beautiful too.
Amazing. See any UFOs? What, on your walk? I've got to ask. Because I'm not into UFOs. I've seen them. I know they're real. Have you seen them?
They're not yet. I think one might have just been a satellite. I'm not sure. But if I was going to see him, I thought it's going to happen across the Hay.
Yeah, let me know, please. Oh, yeah. That'll be awesome. I love it.
If I see them, I'll soon be letting a lot of people know.
I love it. There's certainly a way to get attention to the cause too.
That's certainly getting it out there if I get in touch with some of them people.
Yeah, they can help us.
A good friend of mine. Yeah, a good friend of mine's a publisher in that sort of side of life. And he's written his own books on it. And yeah, he would love that. You can make connections everywhere.
Yeah, well, I think it's a bit arrogant to think that there's nothing out there.
Exactly.
It's too big. It's just too big to think we're all. There is. How boring.
Exactly.
You've got a lot of company out there, spirit as well as the UFOs, the aliens.
Yeah.
They don't like being called aliens, by the way. They're just other beings. We're all beings. The dog's a being, I'm a being, you're a being. Let's all just be together, being.
Yeah. We all bleed some colour.
Exactly. Golly gosh.
Yeah, love it. All right, Paul. Well, we would love to have you back on the show at any time. Please let us know when's a good time for you and we can work around you. And if we will do what we can, I will certainly speak to our friend that's a politician. Annette's already been on hers and sent a message. And if we can help in any way, please let us know.
Yous already have.
No, we would like to do so much more if we can.
We want to still help.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's one of the things I've had to learn. At the start of this journey, I I found it very hard to accept people's generosity. I'd knock them back a lot and stuff like that. But then I was told, it was put to me that, look, you're not asking for stuff. If people want to help, let them, because it gives them a sense that they're sharing a journey with you, and don't be such a meanie, sort of thing, you know. But it's part of the learning curve too.
People have connected in the comments just here tonight, where they've been. I haven't read them all. I don't usually read them, but they're talking to each other about the situation and your beautiful daughter and suicide, and they're already connecting here. So spreading it further. I'm just scrolling through, and there's a few there.
There was a lady there that commented that she suffers with depression as well and has suicidal thoughts. And I haven't brought yours up. I think her name was Michelle by memory. But I've seen a couple of comments of support for her in the background as well. So thank you, everybody. You know, sometimes it's a stranger that can make that little bit of a difference, or even that massive difference in that moment. So thank you, everyone, for your support.
Yeah, well, there was a lady, Kerry Catalano. She stopped when I when I had some blowouts just before 16th Street, just as I was getting into Mildura. One of my tyres blew out, so I was stuck in this paddock just before 16th Street. And one day this lady Kerry come along, and we ended up talking. She had a similar experience, and we ended up talking for about 3 hours, just sharing our headspace. And she left with a smile on her dial. And you know, if somebody wants to talk, stop and just have a chat. They don't have to chuck anything my way. Just if they want to have a chat, good. Stop, talk. I'm open for it.
Yeah, that's your beautiful mate there.
Pardon?
Gorgeous. Your beautiful mate there.
Oh, she just come up and give me a cuddle.
Oh, that's gorgeous. They know when we need it, don't they?
Oh, yeah. She's helped me out in my low times.
Yeah, man's best friend.
Oh yes, yeah. As I said, she's my fur baby.
Yeah, beautiful. All right. Well, we better leave it there. Thank you so much, Paul, for reaching out and sharing your story with you and with us all. But like I said, anything we can do, please let us know. We would love to keep a track on you and follow your journey and raise awareness where we can. So we will stay in contact.
Oh, we definitely will. And thank you, ladies. It's been uplifting for me.
You're very welcome. It's our pleasure. I'm pleased we can connect you with your loved ones and your beautiful daughter.
Thanks, heaps.
I can't help it. I can't help it. As a non-smoker now, which took me many, many years to conquer, and I thought I'd kill everybody because I was quite cranky. On your walk, you could actually stop smoking, hey?
Yes, I have been thinking about that.
I can sense it. This is psychic in me, and I'm noticing your breath. So I just thought I'd say gently and carefully how much I love you, and that it's time to get rid of those yuckies. Okay.
I had given it up at one stage, but I took it back up again, and I've been kicking myself in the butt for taking it back up again because but yeah. On the Facebook, there's the quit smoking things come up, and I think, maybe I should download one of them.
Yeah, Paul, can I just leave you with this, please, hon? Just so you know that your message is getting out there. Thank you, Tony. She's just let me know in the background that we have had over 3,000 views on this video tonight in the time that we've been live with you.
Wow, that's unreal.
It'll keep going. Tomorrow will be bigger.
So thank you, everybody. And there's been so many shares as well. So thank you. It does, Paul's story touches my heart, and I see so much mental health in what we do with our clients. And even I think every family is touched by mental health in one way or another. So let's keep the word going. Let's keep talking about it and spreading the love.
All right.
We're doing well, aren't we? But it's all emotional, but it just touches my heart the way that everybody can pull together like that.
Yeah. All I can say to everyone out there is give your loved ones a squeeze and let them know how you feel.
Yeah. It can make such a difference.
Oh, yeah, big time.
Yeah. So beautiful. All right. Well, thank you. We wish you all the very best, and we look forward to, and we'll see you on the Adair and Theone show, I'm sure. But Adair just said she would love to talk to you, Paul, very soon. So we will certainly get that happening as well. I'll pass, we'll get your phone number off of the website, or Adair, the page. Obviously, she would have seen the link and she can give you a buzz and organise that. But we will certainly talk again very soon.
Fantastic. Thanks heaps.
It's our pleasure.
I can't say it more. Wow, I'm getting all the up and back.
I'm emotional, so that's okay. You're allowed to be. Okay. All right. Well, thank you, Paul, and we wish you all the very best. Good night.
Good night, ladies. Thank you heaps.
So
you're
welcome. Send me more pictures of Paul, can you send me pictures of the stars, please? I'd appreciate that, like the sunsets.
Oh, yeah. Some of the sunrises have been absolutely beautiful too. I've been enjoying the sunrises much better than the sunsets. I think the shots I've got of the sunrises have been way better than the sunsets.
I'd like some more. I haven't had some for a while.
Okay.
Thank you.
Not a problem. All right. I'll drop you back to the lobby. Thank you, Paul. Appreciate it. And well done on your journey.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye.
See ya.
Bye.
See ya.
Bye.
Bye.
Welcome. Oh,
what an amazing man, and what a story. You know, oh God, it's really got me emotional, sort of thing. I could feel his daughter's emotion, and I could feel his pain, and even mum's sort of things. So we do thank Paul and we wish him all the very best on his journey as well. We weren't intending to go this long. We did want to bring on somebody that would click on the link, and I love the way Spirit obviously puts that link in front of the right person. So please, guys, if you can help in any way, the GoFundMe page link is still on the screen. Check out the Facebook page. Even if it's a matter of just dropping Paul a message of support, that can go such a long way when you're pushing yourself like he is. And I just admire his strength and his ability to work through that darkness that he's gone through, that sadness, that journey. All right, so thank you, and thank you everybody for the support and the beautiful comments that have been coming through in the side there. All right, Anna, is there anything? We were going to do some card readings and stuff, but the show has been what it's meant to be, what they needed it to be, so that's great.
Explains the energy, and keep picking up on the suicide rate lately over the last month.
Everybody said that to me this afternoon.
I know, it explains it. Yeah, it explains everything what's happened, so I'm so glad.
Yeah, I love the timing of it. So thank you, Tony, also in the background for the links and everything there. We really appreciate your support there, because we know you've been through your own journey as well. And that's the thing. I think every family is touched in one way or another, whether it's that direct connection with mental health or it's on the outer of the family. We, my family's been through it on a couple of different occasions. One for myself with my teenage daughter, but thankfully we are in a good place at the moment. But, I've had a niece, I've had a cousin that committed, a niece that has had attempts. I've had a cousin that has, that did pass from suicide. So, everybody knows somebody, I'm sure, that has been touched in one way or another. Okay. All right. Well, we might leave it there for the night.
If anybody tomorrow night we'll be at the soccer club. So if you want to
Yeah.
come down and meet us personally, Leanne will be doing her
Yeah.
what do you call your stuff? Mediumship.
Yeah, mediumship,
Sorry.
that's it. So maybe what I might do actually tomorrow night, I'm not sure how much I'll do or whatnot at this stage. I'm going to make a donation to Paul and his cause through the Fund Me page from a portion of the tickets that are sold tomorrow night at the club. So if you want to come along to a live demonstration with me on stage reading to the audience, it's at 7 p.m. The show starts. Doors open at 6:13. Annette will be there as well. So come and say hello to both of us. Tony's going to come along and help us out as well. But come along. It's $45 a ticket. You can buy tickets at the door. Maybe just inbox us and let us know that you're coming and how many tickets you would like us to hold. But it's the Salisbury United Soccer Club at 400 Waterloo Corner Road, Burton. So we will be there tomorrow night. If you want to make a donation, we will be happy to pass those on to Paul as well. And we'll keep you updated on how that's going. What was that? Sorry, hon?
There's a bar. I don't drink.
Oh, yeah,
I'm just looking forward to a vodka and a pineapple juice. So, yeah. I've been going on about that for months.
Vodka and that's her treat at the end of the night when our week's done. Vodka and pineapple juice. So
I might have it halfway through.
Yeah.
I might have one halfway through.
If you want to purchase tickets for tomorrow night's show online as well, if you go to my Facebook page, which you're Leanne Winston Psychic Medium, a lot of you might be watching from there, go into the events, the page is there, and the try booking ticket link is there if you want to book online. Otherwise, we can do cash at the door or FPOS at the door on the night, tomorrow night. Excellent. Well, I'm going to say thank you. Thank you, Annette. It's been an amazing show. It's been, I just feel so my heart is so warm with, the sadness of Paul's story, but also the way that people come together and the stories Paul has shared with the way people stop and just help each other. So thank you.
What we've been doing recently. What we've been doing recently, us coming together, is bringing other people to come together. It's it's going to be phenomenal, and I'm really happy and honoured to work with you too.
Oh, thank you. And just one more thing, guys. If you know somebody that may be able to help Paul or interested in Paul's story, even if it's to do with media or politics or companies that can make donations and stuff like that, or some sponsorship, please share this. Optometrist for his glasses in a nearby town for him, maybe. But please share this video to him. I would love to see the shares just keep rising and getting that word out there, because he's an amazing man and such a strong man as well. All right, his beautiful soul. Okay. All right. So thank you very much. And we will be back next week, and we will certainly keep an eye on Paul's journey as well. So thank you for joining us, and we will see you soon. All right. Don't forget to give your loved ones a hug and let them know that you love them and that you are there. Okay. Have a good night all. Bye.
Bye.